Hello, everyone. It's your man, Prince Josie, the energy icon of the universe, the Prince of Mars, the motivator, and the inspiration. Welcoming you to today's episode of Star Edge TV Live Trends. And today we will be talking entertainment. We will be looking at the entertainment industry, and there is something trending globally in the entertainment industry. And I have here with me in the studio Thelma, Thelma Taribo. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I also have here with me Miss Elizabeth.
Thank you for having
Welcome
me.
back to Star TV Live Trends. So let's get to it. Today we will be discussing as the life of the guy we call Puff Daddy or Diddy or P Diddy. Okay, P Diddy is a legend in the entertainment industry, the CEO of Bad Boys Entertainment, that is involved presently with some allegations, the sex trafficking, drug, weapon, and what have you. So that's what we'll be discussing today on Star HTV Live Trend. So we call it the Diddy's Freak Off Adventure. Okay, so I'll be starting with you, Miss Elizabeth. Give us an overview of the situation. I think the trial just commenced, right? And I think Cassie was on the witness box. I think she's done with her testimony, right? Yeah. So give me an overview of the situation.
Good day, everyone. And this Cassie and Diddy's case is a eight weeks long trial, but I
Okay,
think we're on
that's two
day
months.
yes, we're
Yeah.
on day 10 of the trial, and so far so good. The prosecutors have been able to bring out things they feel Diddy did wrong to Cassie, which is
Okay.
one of the prime victims.
Yeah. The
And
star witness.
there's a bodyguard also and his personal assistant who has taken the witness box. Even
Okay.
Cassie's mom took the witness box yesterday,
Okay. Okay.
talking about how the relationship between Cassie and her daughter affected their own family
Okay.
personally. She talked about the point where Diddy was threatening her daughter with a sex tape,
To release a sex tape.
and they had to take a second mortgage on their house, about
Wow.
20,000, 30K dollars,
Okay.
which they paid to Diddy so he won't release the sex just to protect their daughter.
Okay.
Although, according to her, Diddy later returned the money
Okay.
the very next week. That's a case of Rico because he's a millionaire, he doesn't need 20K dollars, but he wanted to put a form of pressure on her to
intimidate the
intimidate
family.
her family, to make them feel, oh, I can do something to you.
Is it to keep, or was it to keep her in the relationship, like, or what was the
Well,
reason?
at that particular
The
time
motive?
when it happened, I don't think it was to keep her in a relationship. They were having a bit of issues,
Okay.
and back and forth,
Okay.
other women in relationship and
Okay.
all. They weren't really clear about what happened at
What
that part.
caused? Yeah,
But Diddy actually threatened Cassie, and it was on record that her parents had to take a second mortgage on their family house just to pay Diddy, and Diddy returned the money
It's funny
because
yeah, but it's funny because Cassie was already a celebrity. So was it that she could not even afford to even pay 30? And anyway, she was under the management of the Bad Boys Entertainment, right?
Cassie and Diddy were in a public relationship,
Okay.
so they were both dating. Paying 30K dollars was nothing to Diddy. Diddy is a millionaire.
Yeah, of course.
He was a millionaire, and according to Cassie, Diddy controlled her
Everything, the finance,
everything, her finance, her
I get
career.
that. That's why I said because she was signed to Bad Boys Entertainment.
And apart from that, they had, what will I say, a chaotic relationship.
Yeah.
Even on the press, the relationship was quite chaotic because everybody know they were in an open relationship, so it complicated everything. So there were a lot of freak up, a lot of violence, a lot of things
yeah,
I didn't want
that
to
is-
do, but it's happening.
It's happening.
A
Yeah.
lot of things
I don't
I
want it
liked,
this way,
but I didn't
want
like
this
it
way.
to this
To
extent
this extent.
Okay.
in the whole situation.
Okay, now let's get to the case on its own now. What are the charges? What are they actually keeping Diddy behind bars for? Is it for the abuse to Cass? Is it the physical abuse or the freak offs or the traffic or sexual traffic, sex trafficking?
Diddy
What
is
is
being
actually
Diddy
the
is
case?
being is on trial for RICO and racketeering. I hope I get it in the word.
Okay.
That's what is on trial for, and it's not Cassie that is suing; it's state government.
Yeah.
That's suing Diddy. So Cassie is
That's
actually
just a witness.
she's just a witness. Mind you, Cassie and Diddy already had a case before where Diddy had to pay her 20 million and she signed an NTA. So Cassie cannot sue Diddy for anything
Yeah,
because
because they have settled that particular
because
case.
yeah, they settled.
And that case is even part of the domestic violence. That beating.
No, it wasn't part of the domestic violence. It had to do with it had more to do with traumatizing her.
And yeah, Diddy's personal life, those
yes, so Diddy at that time
and Diddy's personality, because Diddy has a dark, allegedly has a dark personality.
Yes, according to the court papers at that time
immemorial, even since the Notorious B.I.G. situation, there's a lot of things were going on with Diddy, with his life, their freak off, those adventures. There are a lot of things under the carpet. Okay, and being that Cassie is so close to Diddy, Cassie knows a lot. Okay, and of course, Diddy would want her to keep quiet. Okay, and she wanted to write a book. She wanted to publish a book about Diddy, and also for the record, Diddy's ex-wife, who is late now, Kim Potter, also wrote a book about Diddy. Okay, yeah, so we'll get to that. Now, I want to ask you, because I know you are a feminist. I just know you as a feminist, so I know you would not agree to that because we are on camera. But
there's nothing wrong with being a feminist.
So why is she denying?
I'm literally not a feminist.
Okay.
I'm a very woman.
Okay. All right. Okay. But I'm going to ask you this now. Okay. Is Cassie a victim or a collaborator?
From my own opinion, and I say this, I actually base my opinion based on what I see that is the fact about the case.
Okay.
Yes, Cassie might have indulged in all these whole things from a certain age and was obviously she was into the lifestyle and whatever it was.
She was enjoying it.
She was enjoying the relationship.
Okay.
But from my opinion, I feel like when you meet, she was 19. According to the records, when she met Diddy, that was a 19-year-old and a 37-year-old. Yes, there's nobody that will have a 19-year-old daughter and want her to start her life with a 37-year-old man.
Okay, but mind you, this is the entertainment industry we're talking about.
Yes.
You understand?
What I don't know was Cassie actually coming for the entertainment industry at that age, or was she seeing a person she genuinely liked and felt like
it was for entertainment. There was this show, I've forgotten the name of this show, but it was organized by Bad Boy Entertainment, and I think Cassie was among the winners. I think she eventually won it or something. Okay, I think there was a prize money, but another part of the prizes is that she would be signed to Bad Boy Entertainment. Okay, and she was signed at that point. So I think at some point she got involved with Diddy romantically. Okay, sexually and stuff like that, and they started dating. Okay, so
which is not a new thing in the American.
It is not new. That's why I was saying
it's the same situation.
Yeah. So
and it's that age
industry.
Honestly,
There's like the same age bracket. Okay, it is the entertainment industry. It's the same relationship that Aaliyah and R. Kelly had. Okay, R. Kelly was a kind of music mentor to Aaliyah before the relationship issue came up. Because so the entertainment industry generally, global, is dirty. You understand me? In quote, is dirty.
Yes.
Okay. And before we proceed, I would like to say that every statement on this show, on our show, is an opinion of the speaker, not really the opinion of the show, the brand itself, Star Edge TV. So we'll discuss based on our own opinion as individuals. So I was asking you if Cassie is a victim or a conspirator. Okay.
I said it. From my opinion, I think she was a victim.
Okay.
She was a victim.
And you think because of her age?
Because of her age. Obviously, she wasn't all well known to the music industry. This is the person she had. They definitely introduced her to some lifestyle, maybe drugs, other things she enjoyed.
I actually think two truths can coexist.
Okay, let me ask you this question before you continue. Before you continue, listen. Are we not all victims of life?
No, don't say it like that. You don't say just like let me say something. I just
Because people want to
let me
play the victim card now.
let me elaborate something. I personally believe Cassie is a victim, but two truths can coexist. We can call Cassie out for her participation. We can say
as an adult age.
yes, we can say she knew what she was doing, but that does not
She
stop.
knew what she was getting into.
Wait, but that does not mean she is not a victim.
A victim. That does. That,
You can
I
say
want to know
you
why
were wrong for staying there,
and their relationship.
but she was wrong for staying in that relationship
especially when she had
For
gotten
10
to a certain
years.
age.
for
Yes.
especially when she has gotten to a stage, even starting a relationship.
She was 19.
Yes, but does that take the fact that what Diddy did to her? Diddy took to I want to use the right word. Diddy took advantage of her innocence at
Yes.
that time.
Okay.
So two truths
Okay.
can coexist. Is Cassie a victim? Yes. Did Cassie enjoy the relationship? Yes.
My point of this thing is not even whether Cassie is guilty, is actually a victim or not. My
Okay.
point is that it's just her luck that she met this particular person that turned out to be like this, like
monster.
this. Yes, a monster. Exactly. At that 19, if she had met a good man that was 37-year-old, I'm pretty sure that we will not be having this conversation. Cassie might have been
But can
another
I say
person
something?
entirely.
For someone like Diddy and with someone Diddy's record, I don't think he would have dated just any girl.
Okay.
She must have had traces of what he wanted,
In a girl.
and there's no way Cassie was not already involved in little things, probably with her pair.
Before Diddy.
Before
You understand
Diddy.
me? Yes.
Because
No,
see,
you know,
wait,
like,
let me
the fact,
we
no,
can't tell, but let me just land the
Yeah,
point.
I think they said she
Let
had
me-
a relationship.
Let me land the point.
She had a relationship with the
I'm
guy
not saying
that
she was
introduced her to Diddy.
Let me
Right?
I'm getting somewhere.
Yeah,
You know why I
she had
said
a
so?
sexual relationship
You know I said
with
so.
the guy that introduced her.
Her current
It does not make
husband,
sense.
Alex Fine, was introduced to her by Diddy. So she's
Of course.
someone who is comfortable with having sex
With multiple partners.
around.
Yeah, and
With
there-
and we all know
there was
about
an
it.
allegation that even in during one of her sex with Diddy or one of the freak-offs, she even had a FaceTime with her now husband. Okay?
That's
So
my point. She has been
enjoyed those
introduced.
things.
No,
Yeah.
wait,
She
person,
was
Introduced
introduced
into it.
can I say something? But
She
I
was
don't think her
introduced-
first introduction was with Diddy.
No. We cannot.
Of course,
it
of
cannot
course,
be
doesn't.
our judgment of Cassie cannot be based off of whatever she had. Just like if they say a grown woman is raped, you will not say, oh, because she's a grown woman, she has
Yeah.
had.
No, don't say that. That's not what I'm saying.
That's not
That's not what I'm saying.
That's
What I'm
not
saying
Yes,
is,
that's not what
what
I'm
I'm saying is, if someone already likes threesome, maybe a young girl at 18 that is already doing threesome,
Yes.
now this is a 7 years old man.
That likes it.
No.
87 years old. We most like
and I know
wait, 87 years old man. We most like that likes to sleep with 5 people. We most
I know-
likely look at a girl at 18 that already likes threesome.
And knows that she's nasty, that she has this crazy tendency.
Yes, exactly. There was really that
Yeah.
tendency. But is she a victim?
Around,
Yes.
around peg, around old.
Yes, she is
Yes,
actually a
like
victim of PDD, because I feel it did a lot of
And
extreme
what is the
Stuff that
Things
she did
to
not
her.
signed up for.
and she was already there. It's a she cannot
Because-
just leave.
She can't just leave.
It's easy to say why did she not leave, but
I really
let's
need
say
to
she
know.
cannot just wake up
No,
and
it's
leave.
just certain things.
You know already if she
let's
was
point
a freaky
those
person.
things out. Those part that you said is making her a victim.
Okay, what's it?
Bring it out.
Why I say Cassie is a victim? One, if you check the case, the age difference. So it was
Okay.
more of a grooming somebody.
Grooming situation.
Yes,
Grooming
that was one.
situation.
Two, it was beating her. There is
The only
no
part-
way.
The only part
There
I will
is
even
no way. And wait,
speak
can I
up for
go
is
on?
Was that
physical
Can I
abuse.
go on?
Physical
Yes,
abuse.
Can I go on?
Yeah.
Telling her that you release a sex tape. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that thing she would have told her to keep her in that relationship? To the point she had to get her parents involved,
I like that
and they had to take a second. She's
like-
definitely a victim of
I like
that
this
man.
part.
Yes.
I like
Both
this part.
her
The
and
manipulation.
her
Her family.
Yes,
Manipulation.
The manipulation. Now you are talking. Now that you have brought up the situation, the manipulation aspect. I would agree with you. Okay.
So-
but don't use that
Endgame,
age.
Cassie is a
Listen,
victim.
don't even use that age
She's
of.
definitely a victim.
Don't-
That's something
yes.
we should
Listen,
all
no.
agree on. first.
This show is still going on now, but don't use that age to bring up the victimization part. Do you know what?
I can use that. I
Listen.
see. I can use.
Yeah,
I think.
It has
see,
base.
Okay.
You know why I said that. You know why I said I can use that.
Okay, let's bring this scenario now. Diddy is a rich guy, right? He's the CEO of Bad Boy Entertainment. Listen, there are a lot of girls. Listen, I've seen girls in this industry that when they go to a particular organization, they find that the top dog in that organization, they try to get involved with that top dog. They try to seduce that top dog to get the maximum favor.
I don't think
So,
a
does it happen?
19-year-old would be that manipulative.
They might.
To be
They might. They might. But any 37 years old man that does not hold himself to seduce you.
She would have been in. Listen, do you know the situation she would have been and she was like, wow, this opportunity.
Can I say something?
The highest, the way I see it is that, okay, fine. She's a beautiful 19-year-old and she wants to
explore.
She wants to explore. And
exactly.
then this man.
You allow yourself.
Exactly.
You allow yourself. It's too.
Obviously, somebody like Diddy is a predator. Like, he has already seen her.
That, then he took advantage of the whole situation.
Yes.
Any man that is 10 years, well, for me, 10 years should be the max. You should not be older than your sexual partner above 10 years.
Well, we cannot really say.
I can't really say, but I just feel. I know there is no law. I'm not saying
morality.
You know why I said so? You know why I said so? Because
this is not even a morality, it's a preference. If you say
yes. But don't use your preference to. Don't enforce your preference.
I'm not enforcing my preference. What I'm saying is,
you know, there are young girls that like older guys.
That's what I'm saying,
right?
Yes, exactly. Do you know that
there are younger girls that like older guys?
Let me point out what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say. Why I say that 10 years? I say 10 years you shouldn't get involved with somebody that you are more than 10 years because
safely.
of situations like this.
Yes, safely to be
safe. The younger one can easily cry victim, even if that person was a willing participant.
Yes.
The person will cry foul and everybody will be like, yes. If a 7 years old child comes to me now and say he got involved in a fight with a 13-year-old, I will not listen to whatever that 13-year-old is saying.
Of course. Because
of the age difference. Exactly. So a younger lady can always cry victim. But if Cassie was close to this, it will be more difficult. People will say, okay, probably she will be wiser to be able to say no, or maybe she would have fought back, maybe she would have sued him a long time ago.
Should have left.
That's why I said age difference, because anyone can easily cry foul. Especially that young can easily cry foul.
Especially at that earlier stage. When she was 19, 20, you get me? I will understand that she was naive. She didn't like. She wanted the fun. She wanted the glamour.
Yeah,
she wanted that, but she did not know what she was getting into. What she was signing up for.
Just like I said, even if she liked, normal, yes, even if she likes doing some, she definitely didn't want 20 men sleeping with her.
Of course.
Exactly.
Of course.
Definitely, she came with all those things. She probably liked Diddy.
Obviously, yes.
Fine. Okay. What about the part where she allegedly requested escorts to wee on her?
I've already said that before. That obviously she had those tenders. Yes, those things are already
I saw it readily available somewhere in a more packaged, in a more fun way.
I will not even say in a more fun way. I will not say in a more fun. What I will say is, she was already trapped in a situation she can't get out of. So what do? You just, if you can't beat them, you join them. That was
eventually.
Okay, listen to me. What if she brought? Okay, listen to me. What if she brought in her own? What if she embellished?
You can't prove that.
What if you
can't prove that.
I saw
that's the same thing about
you
saying when she targeted
JJ. You can't prove that.
She must have brought her own opinion.
That is very rare.
Yeah. This matter is still in court. We can't prove anything at all yet. You understand? We're just bringing up our own opinion. Okay, what could she have brought her own ideas in the free cups? I say, okay, I want this
for somebody like Diddy. For somebody like Diddy, and with everything they are saying, I think Diddy is a control freak. So it definitely was.
I don't think she was totally controlled.
She wasn't in control
of what should be done.
Yes,
should be done.
Of course, but she was not.
And I know that there would have been money or stuff attached to this.
Of course,
thing.
Let's be sincere. As a young girl, with all these things,
she getting paid for it.
Either she getting paid for it somehow.
They are in a relationship already. Okay,
and it was only a lifestyle.
It's just a Bonnie. Of course, it's a lifestyle that she's now used to. It's a Bonnie and Clyde situation here, where two couples say, okay, we want to make our relationship adventure sweet, fun. Let's do all kind of crazy stuff together. You understand me? There are relationships where listen to me.
I'm listening to you.
Listen to me. There are relationships where the couple decide to say, okay, let's go out, let's go to a club. Okay, let's go to where you see naked women dancing to spice up.
But this also
our
brings to
relationship.
cultural behavior.
It's not about
of the
culture.
society.
It's
Because
not about.
if you look at America, this
That's
is
their
a
culture.
country where things like that
That's their
thrive.
lifestyle.
That's why I'm saying
That's their lifestyle.
Because-
pattern also allow
here
all
now,
these things to
nobody's
thrive.
At 19, we all know where we were.
Yeah,
You know, yeah, of course.
We
Yeah,
all know
because-
where we were.
because
At 19,
our
there are
own
things that
situation is
can't
different.
happen.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course, our situation is different. No, let's because we're discussing this now. In America, in places like America or Europe,
In
there are
Europe.
situations where the couples, in fact, husband and wife.
But what I'm
listen
saying,
to me,
I
listen
know
first. The husband will say,
agree.
I would like to watch you.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Cultural behavior, behavioral pattern.
Sometimes those things even happen in Africa here.
Yes,
What
but
it
just
is
that Africa will frown more
because
at
that
it.
when the other couple, especially the man, has a whooping 10 years plus age over this person.
Okay.
Like, just imagine you now or me. I'm in my 20s, and there's this other guy that I'm like 10 years older than. Do you think he stands a chance with my freak offs or my needs?
Exactly.
Especially if he's a little bit attracted to me, and then he has the opportunity, he has the means to see me, I have the means to draw him out.
Okay.
There's no bound to what I can do with this boy or teach him. Or
Exactly. That's what also brings me back to that age I talked about.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
Normally, I think
In the next
you don't have to be a law, but we should just use our common sense. Yes, morally to assess situations.
Okay, yeah. Okay. And also note that younger girls can also manipulate older guys.
It's possible, but that's what I'm
Right?
saying.
But
As a
it's not
man, as an adult, you should be able to control yourself. They say anybody who has understood himself,
Yeah.
controlled himself, has won in life.
Especially when
What
you know
is
the
the-
consequences.
What is
consequences
what is
or
the
whatever
legal age of an adult?
See, you're still not getting the point. The
Both
point is,
adults.
if an 18 years old girl gets married to a 60 years old man, legally by law it will be correct.
It's correct.
But morally, it might not be. It's very wrong on all
It's
grounds.
actually wrong.
If that
It's
girl
actually
now
wrong.
comes out and says, "This man
Because
I am married to is
there's
raping me," in my
only-
people will believe her. But in marriage, is there really rape in marriage? But if that girl comes out now and cry, "Oh, this man is raping me," because of the age difference, everybody
Who want to
will
take
normally. It's just
And
normal.
it affects both sides because
But-
everybody believes that you are there because of the
Yes, but
money.
but unfortunately,
But let me just assume that guy is
Unfortunately-
20-year-old. You might hear people say,
Everybody
leave
knows
it,
that
just
guy
calm
is
down,
not
there's no
there.
raping.
Yes,
Yes.
No, but unfortunately, morality is not what they call it. It's not recognized in law.
Sometimes it can come to play
It comes to play, but it's not.
the jury.
No,
You know
but
you
it
know
does come to
standard.
play.
Yes.
It comes to play.
You know the jury now.
Sometimes the bias of the judge.
See, if I was a member of the jury, there is no way I would see a case of probably a 20-year-old young man and a 60-year-old woman sexual assault, and I'm listening to whatever the woman is saying.
Okay.
Because what are you doing with a 20-year-old boy in the first place? How did you find yourself
No,
in a room naked?
No, obviously, in the court of law, that is not even a crime.
Well, okay, see, we
It's
are not
just
lawyers.
morally, truly.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
morally.
So morally, I would most likely not
Frown at it.
I would
Yeah,
frown at
okay.
it first.
Yes.
We are not lawyers now, so we cannot really discuss much on that. So let's focus on the case.
Okay, can I ask you a question based on that?
Okay.
So what do you think about parents, especially when their children are young? Just like I said, American culture. Do you think parents should be involved in their children's relationship, especially when they are young adults?
Of
Should
course.
they have a
course,
say in who their
mentor
children
them.
I have
mingle
to say
with?
have a say, but I
You
mean,
have to mentor them.
if you have,
It's part of the
if
train up
if
a
you
child
have
in the way you should.
let's say the child is 18 plus and they want to start being in a relationship, obviously there are some bounds of the things that she's not supposed or he is not supposed to do or try.
Yes, you can
Like,
offer those
obviously,
advice.
You can't. Yes.
You can offer those advice because
Yes.
the parents are the first heroes, mentors to the children.
To the
You get me?
children.
You are the ones that the children will look up to. Okay, so yes, you can offer especially when you know that your children are old enough to get into a relationship.
Relationships.
In fact, because even these days and globally, even from 14
Yes.
These children are already in relationships.
Even
though it's not sexual, but they are already in
Exactly.
relationships.
This is what I'm saying. Cultural, behavioral patterns.
Right.
Because I feel if Cassie's parents, when she won a competition, and finds out, oh, my daughter is not in a relationship with the person in that brand. She's not in a relationship with the CEO of that brand.
Okay.
She won a competition. She sort of focus on her career now. I would definitely pull my child out.
What will you
because
above 18?
No, see, when my child,
no, you can't pull the child
cannot.
out.
See, can I say something?
You
can't do that. Can I say something? Do you know that? Do you know that? Anna Montana, the lady that acted Anna Montana, do you know that her parents controlled? Yes, her parents controlled her career for a very long time. It's a child whose parents.
She was a very small child.
They did that for a long time, even when she became an adult. It's a child that already does not have control at a young age. The parents will say at 19, I cannot control the business my daughter is in. To protect her, I'm not talking about abusing. Yes, isn't it a child?
Listen to me.
Isn't it a child that
just come out at 18 and
say
I'm an adult, whatever I want.
But you know that
it didn't start at 18. It started at 18.
You know that even if it's to protect her, even as far as she's 18, she can fight herself out of it.
That's what I'm saying, because there was
how good your intentions
but if
are.
your relationship was okay, you would have been able to
control what you would do. It's because they didn't have that control.
At 18, honestly, I had my first boyfriend at 18 and my mom knew about it. She invited both of us to have our first date in the house where she would see.
Okay,
now if I was if it was a situation where we don't have that mother and daughter relationship, she would have never known about that person, and it could have been anybody.
Exactly.
It could have been. It could have been.
Okay, can I ask a question? Sorry, let me just ask a question. Let me ask you. For example, if your mom now the boy comes into the house, and mom calls you later. I don't think this guy is a good person. Do you think your mother could have been able to influence if that relationship could, at that age? At that age,
she would have.
Your mom.
This is my point.
Till now,
that's the point I was trying to raise.
Yes, that's the point.
I was trying to raise. Any parent who have control, she was not 30.
Control is good relationship with your child. You'll be able to.
She was not 30. She was 19.
Even if you will not say, okay,
she is not by law, not by mind.
You have an opinion.
And say no. Why not put this up for now and focus on the career, the music that took you there. And maybe she won't have been here.
Okay. Let me bring this up now. Okay, because we are out of time. We don't have much time on this show. This topic is a wild and wide topic. There are a lot of things to talk about. Okay, but now, do you see Diddy getting out of this?
I don't see him getting out of this. Honestly, I don't see how he's going to get out of this. Okay. Because when his personal assistant testified, there was a RICO case already. Him buying drugs with his name and not paying from the company. I don't see any way Diddy is going to get out of it.
Okay,
the case is already
the sex trafficking
well, that is an 8 weeks long trial. Cassie is one of those testifiers. Exactly. Other women might come out to also testify, and whether it's fabricated or not, it's Diddy's freaky lifestyle is already so obvious.
Yeah,
it also brings down to the moral. The jury might
Diddy
not.
has done a lot allegedly, and that's
why it's a jury case.
Yes, the jury actually make their judgments.
Morals. They won't do it based on the law.
It's on the law. Listen to me. It's on the law. But the jury are allowed to take certain decisions in their own wisdom.
Yes.
Okay? And morality is also something that reflects. That comes to play. Okay. Yeah. So now you have answered my question now, but do you see Diddy getting out of this?
I really don't see him getting out of this, and I don't want him to get out. A man that is this freaky and crazy and
will do a lot of harm.
He will do a lot of harm. He should be kept down for it. Like, okay, you cannot just let somebody who has multiple assault allegations to just go back into the world like that. My main problem.
Okay. You know what just happened in the United States.
The assault. There are a lot of them.
Recently in America,
go and read about Kim Potter, Diddy's ex. Okay, how she died and some. There are some allegations that Diddy is even involved in.
I don't think those ones are true. You know why I said so? I don't think allegations of him killing his wife is true. because of the way his children support him, there is no way those children will see him
They may
match.
not know.
Even a child.
Is it part of the? Is it part of
No. Even a child that is not his. That will not favor his stepfather over his mother. Children don't behave like that.
Listen to me.
Children don't behave like that.
Thelma, I don't know how much you know about the entertainment industry. From time back, from the time of the
children may not
no. See,
they may not have
this
any
guy
I'm just saying.
connected.
He cannot be.
Now. They are so smart that they know they will take it down.
Okay, understand what I'm trying to say. Understand what I'm trying to say. They are trying to insinuate that Diddy was also doing what he was doing to Cassie, to Kimopra. I'm not saying he could have maybe done to her.
Possibly did so.
What about Jennifer Lopez? Jennifer Lopez was in a relationship with Diddy. Do you know what those people went through? What about Usher? Usher was in that house. Usher grew up in Diddy's house.
Usher said he was never abused, so
let's go. Nobody will come out. These are celebrities that are made. They're not going to come there.
What about Justin? Even Justin Timberlake has come out to say, okay, yeah, nothing happened. Do you understand me? See, this thing is a very, very strong situation.
It's a strong situation. A lot of
this. Do you understand? Because I've been following them up since the time of Tupac and Biggie. These guys.
But recently, look at it. Is there any of these people that we all know that are actually connected to these people?
This thing is so connected.
None of them have accepted.
The shame.
So
see, okay, let me say something here now. Do you know that there's an allegation that, in fact, one of the origin of this Tupac and Biggie and P Diddy issue is because P Diddy wanted to even get involved with Tupac sexually. So there are a lot of things involved. This thing is so big.
Okay, so I would like if we just narrow it down.
Of course. So we're rounding up the case now because it's it's still an ongoing case. Okay, lots of things will still come out. So please, I would like us to follow up the case. Get your facts so that we'll still come back again on another episode to discuss this situation. So we have been discussing the Diddy freak off adventures, okay, and it's really a controversial topic, and it's fun discussing it, but it's educative because actually these things are happening in the entertainment industry. It's just the Diddy old that is out. Okay, first it was R. Kelly, right? The Epstein case. You get me? So this thing is really, it's happening. It's predominant in the
I think parents should take responsibility for their parents. I think they should start suing parents who allow their children stay with these people. They should start suing them. They should start. No. Because you cannot keep your child.
Yes. At 19, the parents.
Because look,
at 19, the parents had little or nothing to
do. Stranger and her parents that accepted it.
At 19, the parents see Elizabeth at 19 or at 18, the parents had nothing much to even.
No, don't say that. Don't say the parents.
No matter you want to have a home, they can fight themselves out. The kids can fight themselves out.
But you cannot put yourself out of Diddy.
Legally, they
you cannot put yourself out of your parents, but you can help this.
She wants it's more like out there.
From what we find out about this case, the truth is that even her parents seem to be under his own
he's control because he's strong. He's strong in the system. He has a lot of connections.
That means he had the means.
They determine what
because for them to go and sell, for them to go and collect their mortgage to pay him.
They determine who gets successful in the industry. They determine who sells.
Are you seeing? You are bringing back to my point. Because you want your child to be successful in the industry does not mean you should allow your child stay in arm's way, because there are several other ways that child can be successful without being there.
These children are adults.
Don't say
the children can fight.
Especially
what if the parents fight it and say, okay, no, you cannot be with this.
But do you know that? Do you know that it would have been better
if not that he was let's say the black sheep? It wouldn't have been such a bad idea for a 19-year-old
to get mentored by or carried along by somebody like
this. It's not as if he's 40 or he's 50 or 60.
Exactly.
It's just the fact that he ended up being the bad guy.
Exactly. So anyway, we have to go now. So that is it on today's episode of Star Edge TV Live Trends, and thank you so much, Thelma, for being on the show. And thank you, Elizabeth, for being on the show. So it's your man, Prince Josie, the energy icon of the universe, the Prince of Mass, and the motivator, saying bye-bye.